Yeah. Hi, so I'm gonna be reading my card to my mom. So today is Mother's Day, of course, a special day for moms. So I'm gonna read it right now. Okay. For my wonderful mother, wisdom, talent, profound dedication, hard work and humor, and great inspiration, intelligence, charm, lovability too. These are the ways that I take after you. Mama, you have been by my side all these years when I'm sad, mad, or something else. You're there. I'm so happy to have a mom like you. You taught me so much. Happy Mother's Day. I love you. Yeah.
Hey guys, so we're in Fort Lauderdale. We're here for the Mother's Day show with Raymond Ramnarine and all these wonderful stars. It took a long drive to get here, but we're finally here, and we just checked into the hotel, and we're here to have some fun. All right, so the Mother's Day show is on. We're here at the hotel. All right, and we're gonna go have some fun tonight, Mother's Day show, and we'll do some other things whilst we're here in Fort Lauderdale. All right, so join me. Let's have some fun. Yo! So we're getting some food, and not just any food, but we're getting some really good food today. So no other than the famous Tropics restaurant. It's out on Davie Road, I believe. Come check it out. Best Guyanese place, best Guyanese food. I highly recommend the duck curry. The duck fried rice is really good, and the chicken fried rice is really good. So come check them out. All right. Hey guys, so we finally got the food. All right, so here we got the duck fried rice, my favorite, and we got some chicken fried rice for my wife. My daughter got this chicken chow mein. Yeah, all right, we're about to eat now. All right. Yeah, guys, so we just finished with Tropics. Food was awesome, like I said before. You know, I had the duck fried rice. The wife and the kid had chicken chow mein, chicken fried rice. So, once again, does not disappoint. The food is always good. You know, that's my review. I've always been coming here for like the past, I don't know how many years. My eldest brother actually introduced me to this place. So, again, Tropics Sports Bar. They're on Davie Road, I believe, in Fort Lauderdale. All right, come check them out, guys. So we're gonna head back to the hotel now, and we're gonna get dressed for this Chutney show. It's a Mother's Day Chutney show. And no other than Raymond Ramnarine, Rakesh Shankaran, Brian Mohan, and a few other folks. Okay, so stay tuned, check the videos out.
I say, is there anybody from Jamaica? Is there anybody from Barbados? I always like to ask this question. Is there anybody that lived in New York City at one point and decided to come move to Florida? Do you think you guys made the right decision? It's okay, house price are raised. I hope we don't just come. Is there anybody from Guyana? But I know many of you came out to see an array of artists here tonight, including members of Team Music Boss. Most of them that originated from the twin island of. Is there anybody from Trinidad and Tobago? Well, if that's the case, we are in the house. We are all here. Well, we need to get a little prep backstage. But let me introduce you on stage at this point in time. The biggest, the baddest, the 2020 best band of Carnival. After 2 long years right here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Make some noise for the baddest. get this party started. How long has it been since everyone partied in Fort Lauderdale? Has it been 1 year? Has it been 2 years? Has it been 3 years? How many of you have watched those virtual concerts? It's not the same because tonight we're shelling it down. I see many of you in seats. I can promise you all this seat will dash outside by the time this party starts. There's food outside, full your belly, so you have enough to digest when you come out. Trinidad! Now, I see everybody in nice dress. I remember this strap, but I forget I have a flag. Let me flag there. We have anybody flags on the inside? No flags? We have flags? She showed me her VIP. Now go up there. Now, on this day, there's so much music that we can have. But there's one young man that we are going to bring to the stage for the very first time right here in Fort Lauderdale. He is Trinidad and Tobago's rising star. They call him Mr. Tribute to Sundar Popo, and I can promise you, he is going to give you such a sentimental performance. Please put your hands together, make some noise all the way from Trinidad and Tobago. All back by the big bags in Trinidad. Mr. Brian Mohan. Richard, let's go. Everybody, hands in the air like this. All you mothers. Yeah, sing with me. Dedicate this song to all the daddies. Let's go! Yeah! Holy fathers here tonight, stand up. Holy fathers in the front row. Oh, let's stand up. Don't forget to stand up. Hold your ladies. Tonight, Father's Day, man. Yeah. Oh, let's sing with that. Classics that he sang. I know we also have other ones as well. But how many of you are a father that is doing a mother's role in today's world? Do you have anybody like that in the crowd? I just like of the day, we have to say that each and every one of you that have brought a wonderful blessing into this world, we want to commend you right now. So please give yourself a big round of applause. Now, I want you to think of that time where you first held your firstborn, your secondborn, or them, like the good people back in the day, they get 10 picnic, 12 picnic, or how much picnic I get, you know? Now, hey, kahani, jawati hai. She might be watching, she might be on somebody's Facebook, because she didn't get Facebook, and God really want to think he had to go Facebook. So, but these are one of the songs that I love to sing to her. नजरों से कह दो प्यार में मिलने का मौसम Everybody say let me try to take it back. Say stop one foot, stop two foot. Yeah. I see when you get sitting down, let me get up, let me get up. Let me try it again. नजरों से कह दो प्यार में भी गए दिल भी दिल तो क्या जाने में दिल राज़ है। दिल भी गए फिर दिल तो क्या जाने तेरी आस है। होठों पे सिवा के तेरे नगाज़ है। That represents on a special occasion like today, a little one like this. Nanda ji ko chaya So I wonder if I should sing the next part, or should I don't think you guys have a good fight. See that you're too drunk, I ate too much food, I just, you know what. Take a deep, go like this. Let's spit on nobody. Go. Let me try this again. I don't know if she's telling me I'm doing a good job or I should go higher. I can't. So if you know you brought your wife, who's a wonderful mother, you brought out your mother, you have a daughter that's a mother, you have someone special in life. Fellas, I want you to get on bad for all the ladies on the inside. Ladies, what do you think? You think we can do that for the fellas? Fellas, get up! Sing it! Please welcome to the microphone, here to serenade you like no other, the Queen of Chutney, Tropics.
Mother's Day to each and everyone who is here. You know, it has some dog. Mine it's too. So I have to say Happy Mother's Day to each and everyone inside here. Okay.
Like I said, there's a word that goes like that. You guys will definitely get it. How many of you can say that in your heart you have love for the people that are around you? That people around you have love for you. That you know that you can depend on them. You can hold on to them. You can love one another. And more than anything, how many of you came out tonight to dance like all the others now? I just want to say, I want to tell you, we ain't coming to sit down. We came here to party. And if you agree with me, let me welcome to you. He is a son of Trinidad. Number of accomplishments, has traveled the entire world with the world acclaimed Trinidad man. We know him as a showstopper. We know him as the music boss. Somebody, anybody, everybody, put your drinks in the air. Put your hands in the air. Put your mother's hands in the air. And make some noise for the music boss. The music boss. Raymond,
So it's been 2 years, 2 long years, since the leader time I spent to Fort Lauderdale. I thank God, I thank you, my fans, for welcoming back the world's #1 soca Chutney band back to Fort Lauderdale. To all the mothers, man, what can I say? Everybody say I love you. I love you. I love you. Oh, I love you. hard still in Adonis. Just play the music for the biggest song in the world right now. For one again, somebody say Raja, Raja, say Raja, Raja. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome. Richard. Yeah. Let me explain.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. I know you're having a good time. Yes, man.
Let me explain, guys. Brian Moore just sang. You falling from a plane. Like Rakesh decided to follow that. Who knows what I'm falling for?
You're falling from a plane. Yeah. Falling from a
Ladies and gentlemen, the undisputed voice of classical Chutney, classical music in Trinidad and Tobago and around the world. This right here, this is amazing to be on stage with Raja.
Yeah.
And Raja, if you say Mashup for Lauderdale, then we will have Mashup. You tell me. Mashup?
Yeah, let me Mashup.
Mashup!
Yeah, man.
Put your hand in the air. Hands in the air. Hands in the air. Represent right now. Anybody from Guyana? Anybody from Trinidad? Anybody from Guyana? Anybody from Trinidad? Say yeah. Say yeah. Say oh yeah. I'm feeling ready. Right now, if you have a drink in your hand, let's have a toast to life. Let's have a toast to family and friends and loved ones. When I say, hold on one another, let me love a big shoulder. General, let's dance together.
day, but I don't want more things. Let's go, yeah. Let's go.
spoon. Right hand is your spoon. Left hand is your bottle. Right hand is your spoon. Left hand is the bottle because the plastic cup wouldn't make it. But still do it. I like that. I like the vibes. Listen. Everybody clap your hands for all the artists tonight. And trust me, we just getting started. When I say clap your hands, everybody raise your 2 hands in the air like this. Everybody. Right now, one, put your hand in the air. Two, everybody hand in the air. One, two, shit, let me go. Bring the water, bring the water.
Hey guys, so it's Mother's Day, Sunday morning. Good morning to, and very, very happy Mother's Day to all mothers out there. Just want to wish everyone happy Mother's Day. Join me today as we have some fun. I'm taking my beautiful wife out to enjoy her Mother's Day. And today we're going on a boat cruise in Fort Lauderdale. But before, I just want to give you a quick recap of that Chutney show last night. Just letting you know that whoever's doing the promoting and the booking of that place, it was way overbooked, guys. I did not feel safe social distancing at all. There was at least a good 200 extra people in there. People were just standing up, even though the seats were all packed already. So not a safe day, guys. Did not like that at all. People were pretty much jamming elbows. That's how packed it was in there, to the point where I just had to say enough is enough, and I left. And this was at 1 o'clock in the morning. The show was ending at 4 o'clock in the morning. So again, do a better job in booking your venue, guys. It's not good. It's not safe. Especially when no one is wearing masks, and you know. But anyways, I don't want to start the day off on a bad note, so join me today. We're gonna be experiencing for the first time the Jungle Cruise in Fort Lauderdale. All right, we're all excited. I'm pretty sure my wife is as well, and see you when we get there. We just checked out from the hotel, and the hotel was nice, I have to say. You know, it's been a fun weekend so far. All right, from having food at Tropics yesterday to the Chutney show, which went pretty much well for the first few hours. Brian Mohan, man, he was excellent. All those Sundarpopo songs that he re-sang, that was pretty awesome of him. Raymond Ramnarine, he came on. You know, he definitely hyped the crowd up a lot. Everyone was on their feet for him. Draupadi was there as well with her beautiful voice as well. You know, commendations to her as well. You know, and last but not least, my favorite artist, Rakesh Shankaran. You know, he did a very good job. Even though I was expecting some of his tunes, his original tunes, but he did sing Mosi, the Mosi song, so that was kind of good. And then he started doing remixes on stage, so that it was different to see him doing a remix, vocal remix on stage, which was different, but also you know, so. Anyways, guys, enough chatting, and we're heading over to the cruise port where we'll join the cruise in a few minutes. All right, so join me. All right, bye. Yo, guys, check it out. So we're here at the Jungle Cruise. That's what it looks like a New Orleans Chattanooga. So beautiful boat, man. All right, so join us. We're gonna go head on there now. All right.
one right there.
Check it out, guys. So we're right here at the Juggling Queen, and right there in the water. Look how big these fishes are. Oh my God, they're bigger than my daughter.
Dude, they feed them.
Oh my God, that is so cool.
Amazing.
That's a fisherman's dream coming true right there, guys. Wow, that's beautiful.
There's big fish.
Say cheese.
Cheesies.
And how you guys doing today?
Good.
Alright, that was better. Alright. Welcome aboard the Jungle Queen, guys, for our 90-minute sightseeing cruise. A couple quick things I gotta go over before we get into the good stuff. First, my name is Max. I will be your host and commentator. No, you gotta wait till the rich people. My name is Max. I will be your host and commentator, but you don't need any of us. The only person you need on this boat is Trey back there. To encourage drinking on the Jungle Queen, of course, if you are of age, it's mutually beneficial. The more you guys drink, the funnier I get. So, it works out nicely. This year, will be the 62nd Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show. And real quick, looks like we got a boat that I haven't seen in a while. So we'll talk about him. If you look in between this silver boat and the white boat, in between W and Calypso, the boat with the 3 vertical windows going right up the side of it. The name of that is Gallant Lady. Gallant Lady is owned by the JM Foundation. And a lot of you people probably don't know who he is, but you know what he does. His name is Jim Moran. Does that name ring a bell to anyone? Some people may know that name.
No.
You ever heard of JM Lexus, JM Toyota? Yeah, and he had a great idea. That's how he got into the car business. Jim Moran was the first person to ever have the license to import Lexus and Toyota into the United States, which nobody thought was a great idea. Clearly, they were wrong. But that boat is sitting here at the Bahia Mar Marina. Like I was talking about, the 62nd boat show is this year. And the reason that the city loves the boat show so much is money, just like anything else. Got the mail lady doing dance for everybody. In 2019, the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show brought in just shy of $900 million to Fort Lauderdale's local economy. That's more than double of your average boat or Super Bowl if it's held in the city that you live in. Alright, as we spin around here, look at the house that's kind of directly in front of us. It's got the 2 staircases going up into the front door. It's to the left of this blue boat. It's going to be on your right-hand side here in just a second. We call that one the Butterfly House. It's the one with the floating dock with no boat there. We call it the Butterfly House because if you look at that house from a satellite image, it kind of looks like a butterfly. The sides of the house, they look like the wings, and those 2 staircases going up into the front doors, they look like the antennas. And that's a 0 lot line home. There's no side yard, backyard, front yard, anything.
Yeah, you can't live there.
And when you spend close to $24 million on a house, you expect a few things, right? First thing is a pool, but there's no backyards. What do? You put the pool up on the roof. But who wants to walk up 3 flights of stairs to get to their rooftop pool?
Take an elevator.
So you put an elevator in the house to get you up to that rooftop pool. With all that money generally comes cars. But as you can see, there's no driveway. So where do you put all those cars? You build the house on 12-foot stilts, and you put that 10-car, 2-limousine garage right underneath the house. You see, my problem at home is I don't have room for that second living room. This is my house over here on the right-hand side. See that one right there, the White House? If you walk in the front doors of that White House and you keep walking 14 miles, you'll be in my front yard. It's great, I love it. The name of this neighborhood is Idlewild. It's what JFK Airport was called before it was JFK Airport, is the Idlewild Airport. This is also, it used to be a naval air station back in the 40s. It's where those 2 planes that disappeared into the Bermuda Triangle took off from. The original plane and then the search plane that went looking for it. And after hearing that, it intrigued me, so I started doing some of my own research on the Bermuda Triangle. And after a couple months of doing some research, I decided to put the theory to the test, right? And I gotta tell you guys, I'm not so convinced on this whole Bermuda Triangle thing just yet. See, I sent my mother-in-law on 3 cruises through the Bermuda Triangle, and she came back all 3 times. So I'm not so sold on that whole thing yet, but persistence is key. We'll try again next year. I'll let you guys know the outcome. This neighborhood is also the only place you're going to be looking at the front of the houses. Idlewild has water view homes as opposed to waterfront. You get a major break on property taxes, but you do have a street in between your house and your dock.
Only billionaires live here.
And those poor people over there, when they want to go on their boat, they got to pack their coolers up and walk all the way across that street. We had a guy that lived over there. He was on the boat a couple of months ago. He stopped me. He said, "Max, don't worry.
Elon Musk owns this neighborhood."
Over here on the right-hand side, still in that neighborhood of Idlewild, this white house with a black and white striped awnings over the window, owned by a guy named Mike Maroney. He owned a bunch of used car lots throughout the state of Florida, a couple in southern Georgia. And what's funny about that is when I was a kid, my mom, she always told me, get a good education, get a good job, don't wind up as a used car salesman, right? And here I am with a decent education and a decent job, telling you all about a used car salesman. It's funny how that works. We're going to switch over to the left-hand side, and it's coming up here in just a second. You'll see the White House with the big smoked window right down the center. That guy's name is Michael Mann. Michael Mann was the executive producer and director of Miami Vice back in the 80s. That's the ultimate bachelor pad right there, ladies and gentlemen. That is a 1-bedroom, 5-bathroom home. That whole second story is the master bedroom. The rest of the house is living space. And that house did appear in 17 episodes of Miami Vice. And a piece of totally useless knowledge regarding that house, they actually lowered the ceilings by 2.5 feet just to make Don Johnson look taller. On the left-hand side, the tan house with the round gazebo, concrete gazebo, I should say. That house is owned by Roger Wittenberg. He's the founder of Ladies of America Fitness, or LA Fitness for short. Usually real busy in January and February. We're still working out those New Year's resolutions. Alright, on the left-hand side over here, this big white house with the glass wall surrounding the entire property. I can't tell you guys who lives there because his people called our people and said, hey, stop telling people who I am. But I can tell you that was the most expensive private real estate transaction to date on the water in Fort Lauderdale. This gentleman over here on the left-hand side purchased that house for $27.4 million and absolutely hated it. See, I don't know about you guys, I could be unhappy for a lot less than $27.5 million, right? So he totally gutted it and redid it. It looks nothing like it did a couple years ago. But then he showed up with his yacht, right? And it's a 172-foot yacht in Dallas's restaurant. The only place it would fit was on the west side of the house, but he didn't want that because it would block his beautiful view of downtown. And if you got sunglasses on, even if you don't, you can kind of see this other option on the north side wouldn't work because you can see how shallow the water is over there. And if you think the house is expensive, try having the Army Corps of Engineers come out here and dredge a channel. That's much more. So he did the next best thing any logical person would do, in my opinion. And 3 weeks and $8 million later, his neighbor's house became his sculpture garden and the dock for his yacht. You guys all have a sculpture garden, right? No. Just making sure, I got it. Now guys, we're heading west on the Intercoastal Waterway here. We're heading into the New River. If we wanted to, we could turn left right here. We could follow those channel markers, those red and green things sticking up out of the water. If we were to follow those and turn left and go 3.5 hours, we wind up at Bayside Marketplace, that's downtown Miami. If we were to go 7 hours past Bayside, we'd be in Key West. About 5 hours after we left Key West, we'd be in Cuba, right? 2 minutes after we get to Cuba, we'd all be in jail. So, we're going to keep heading west, head into the New River, see what's going on up there. Over here on the right-hand side, you got this house with the orange barrel tile roof. The orange colored house as well. The poor little rich girl owned that house. If you don't know her by that name, I'm sure you know her by her real name, which was Gloria Vanderbilt. If you don't know who Gloria Vanderbilt was, I'm sure you know her son. His name was Anderson Cooper. On the left-hand side, we see all these boats over here. It's Sunday. So it'll be pretty busy out here. This is our local sandbar. It will get as shallow as about 6 inches at low tide, down to about 2.5 feet at high tide. And if you like to people watch, guys, this is a great spot, because if you show up at the right time of day, you can cruise by and you can watch every single bad decision you've ever made happen right in front of your eyes. It's fantastic. But you see the food boat out there? That food boat, Jay's Sandbar is what it's called. We'll cook you food right there at the sandbar. He's got a kayak for his son, and his son will paddle it over to your boat and deliver it. It's a pretty cool thing he's got going over there. Up here on the left-hand side, I'll put a shingler to on that is. Anyone on here ever shopped using Kohl's Cash? Yeah. That's Herb Kohl's house over there on the right-hand side. And he's one of the co-founders of Kohl's department stores, if that wasn't clear yet. And if you don't understand how Kohl's Cash works, I can explain it to you. It's very, very simple, guys. If you have Kohl's Cash, that means that he's got your cash, all right? Yeah. And he owns that big empty lot next door, and I love that because every year they round up all the returns and have a yard sale.
Look at the tires.
That's where I buy my towels. It's great. Just across the canal, this yellow house built for Pamela Huizinga. She's one of the members of the Huizinga family. We'll talk about Wayne in just a couple minutes. She sold the house to the Fishers. The Fishers are the founders of offleaseonly.com, that online car leasing website. Just next door, this White House with the archways can be yours for $3.2 million. That's it, right? Yeah. Well, that $3.2 million is going to cover your down payment on your new $32 million home. That was the first Cat 5 house built on the water in Fort Lauderdale. And that's exactly what it sounds like. It can withstand up to a Category 5 hurricane, 180-mile-an-hour sustained winds. It's all poured concrete, ceiling, walls, roof, and floor. Alright, there are a lot of nice houses. There are a lot of nice boats on the water. And then there's this guy over here on the right-hand side. That, my friends, is a double-wide trailer on a $7 million piece of dirt. That guy's lived there for 27 years. And you see those walls over there on the right-hand side? Those are just walls. There's nothing inside of them. He just put those up so the HOA would get off his back. And he's been living there for quite some time now. Here on the right-hand side, this house was built in 2019. Looks like Spirit's new airport terminal. But the only real benefit I can see to that house is here in South Florida, hurricanes are inevitable. And you got a nice big open space for the weather to travel through rather than busting out windows or anything like that. Your living quarters are 25, 30 feet above sea level. You don't have to worry about any kind of major storm surge or anything like that, which is nice. Alright, we're now entering an area of the new river I call Wayne's World. If you don't know who Wayne Huizinga was, I'm going to tell you. If you do know who he was, then you either know him from the sports world or the business world, or maybe both. If you know him from the business world, you know he was the only person to have ever successfully built 3 Fortune 500 companies from the ground up. Back in 1968, he bought himself a dump truck. He turned that into a company he called Waste Management. After that, him and his nephew got into the VHS rental business out in Southeast Texas. Turned that into a company called Blockbuster Video, which you probably think was a total waste of time, except Wayne sold Blockbuster to Viacom for $4.8 billion 9 months before Netflix was released. And up until he passed away, he was the founder and CEO of AutoNation, the leading auto dealer in North America. If you know him from the sports world, you know he was the owner of the Miami Dolphins. He owned the Florida Marlins as well as the Florida Panthers, 3 of the 4 major Florida sports teams. He lived over here on the left-hand side. Started back there with the guest house and movie theater. Next door to that greenhouse is the grandkids' playhouse. Then you have 5 more houses connected together by bridges and walkways. You see, most people, they walk into a neighborhood and buy a house they like. He walks into a neighborhood he likes and bought it, right? Yeah. Switching over to the right-hand side. This house with the dark brown wood dock. Anyone on here like to gamble? Anyone? If you like to gamble over there on the right-hand side, that guy likes you. His name is Jim Allen. Jim Allen is the CEO and head of Seminole Gaming for the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. And I heard the Seminoles, they're taking a stab at Vegas again. I read an article a couple weeks ago. The Seminole tribe purchased the Mirage Hotel. as well as the property next to it over in Vegas, and they're going to build one of those guitar-shaped hotels where they got down here in Hollywood. On the left-hand side, you got the Harry Potter house here. Looks like something out of a Harry Potter movie. That's another one that Wayne Huizinga owned. He had that one built for his niece Holly for her wedding present. How many of you got a $20 or $17 million house for your wedding present? Anyone? I got a crock pot and a mother-in-law. The house is nice. Switching over to the right-hand side, beautiful Mediterranean-style home built for George Bell in 2006. George Bell is one of the family members to the founders of Taco Bell. They sold the house back in 2018, and when they were asked why they sold the house, they said it's because it was too hot down here in South Florida, so they packed up and moved back to Arizona. They said it was the humidity, but 115 degrees, I don't know where you are. On the left-hand side, you got this teal house. May look familiar to some of you if you've ever seen the movie Cape Fear with Nick Nolte. You see, Nick Nolte was doing his two favorite things. He was drinking and driving. Wound up on probation, could not leave the county, so they fooled you guys into thinking you were in the Carolinas, and the majority of that movie was filmed here in Fort Lauderdale. On the left-hand side, the house with the rectangular pool. Any football fans on board today? Over there on the left-hand side, that's where Nick Saban lived while he was down here coaching the Dolphins. Where is he? Is he still in Alabama? Who cares? On the right-hand side, you got another beautiful Mediterranean style house coming up here. Call it the kitchen house. If you go in the French doors in the backyard, you make a left-hand turn, you're going to be standing inside of their 1,000 square foot kitchen, right? Because why not? It's real funny at night when they're trying to cook, you see them running back and forth, need a GPS to find the forks. It's fantastic. Switching to the left-hand side, we got the tree house. I'm not talking about the kids' tree house. I'm talking about this modern house. You see that tree that's growing up in the center of that house. The tree was there first. The guy bought the property, had the house built around the tree. He liked it. He didn't want to cut it down. And the tree that's growing up through the center, that's a dogwood tree. You can tell it's a dogwood tree just by walking up to it, looking at what kind of bark it has. Right? Jokes only get worse, people. That's why we have a bar. Over there on the left-hand side, you guys see that gentleman that we just passed there on the dock? That guy's name is Anthony. Anybody ever eaten Anthony's coal-fired pizza? That was Anthony sitting out there on the dock. On the right-hand side, these green condos. Anyone looking to purchase a condo out here on the river? You can pick one of those up for $27,400. That was back in 1972 when they were built. Today, I have no idea what they're selling for, but I do know it's not that. If you want to go into the sales office, tell them Max from the Jungle Queen sent you. And depending on who's sitting there, we'll either add 20 or take 20 off. So take your risk. On the left-hand side, this white house here. This isn't the original house. The original house is up by the street. You can still see it if you look down the right side. If you look down the right side of the house, you'll see it's got that wall air conditioner there. That original house was lived in by a very famous gangster. His name was Bugsy Siegel. He spent a lot of time down here during those days of Prohibition with Al Capone. See, that house was deemed historic by the city of Fort Lauderdale. So, what happened was, they had to add more to it because they weren't allowed to tear the house down. So, they just added to it to make it into a livable space. And, there was a house here a couple days ago. Anyone need any patio furniture? Doesn't look like they're coming back. But that's generally what happens down here. When you see a house go up for sale, odds are it's getting torn down. Because what kind of millionaire wants to live in some other millionaire's hand-me-down house? If you can afford the $15 million house, you can afford to have your own house built. So they'll tear it down and build their own. And the rest is history. Switching over to the right-hand side, you got this pool area with the restaurant attached to it called the Boathouse. Behind you, you see that big green building? That is the Riverside Hotel. That's the oldest hotel in the city of Fort Lauderdale. The Riverside Hotel opened their doors in 1935. Back in 1935, they did a ribbon cutting ceremony, as most places do. They brought in an actor to cut that ribbon. That actor's name was Ronald Reagan. Before he was the president, he was an actor, and he did the ribbon cutting ceremony over there at the Riverside Hotel. On the right-hand side, you'll see that White House with the green accents. It's got those posters up there on the second story. That's the oldest standing structure in the city of Fort Lauderdale. It's the Stranahan House. It was built in 1901 for Frank and Ivy Stranahan. Originally, it was their house, then a bed and breakfast. Now it's a museum. You can go, you can tour the place. It's all in its original state. If you want to learn some of the real deep, dark secrets of Fort Lauderdale, go over to the Stranahan House. Talk to the groundskeeper if he's working that day. His name is George. George started working there when he was 17 years old. George still works there today. This year he'll turn 83. So he's been around there for quite a while. On the left-hand side, you got this white boat. That's the Musette. It's a private charter boat. They'll host your office parties, birthday parties, wedding parties, divorce parties, whatever kind of party it is that you may need, right? You see, business has been tough the last couple of years for everybody. And I hear over there, if you get married and divorced in the same year, you get a 2-for-1 on the party. So, there you go. That's something to look forward to. Alright, why don't we go so slow? Okay, we got a sailboat in front of us. So we're going to make a right-hand turn here. And we call this turn, or this corner I should say, Danger Bend. Because if you take a quick look around you, you see around this turn there is not much room for error, not much room on either side. This is a very narrow river. It is a natural river formed a couple thousand years ago by an underwater aquifer that opened up. The original name of the river was Hamarshi. Hamarshi means new water. Just showed up one day. Also has been called Rio Nuevo, which is new river in Spanish. But yeah, so you do what you're getting. I don't know about the condos, but the rentals, you can get a studio in there for around $1,800 a month, which is outrageous for a studio, but the location, you're right in the center of downtown. If you work downtown, you can walk to work. You don't have to worry about a car or anything like that, so that's always a plus. All right, we're coming up to one of our bridges here that we go through. These bridges have been operating for about 80 years, and they are on command. Captain Seaton's up there on the radio. We operate on VHF Channel 9 in Fort Lauderdale, so we'll call the bridge, they'll open it up. Boats do take precedent over cars. So if you're ever going through downtown, you see one of these bridges go up, it's because there's a boat waiting to go through. And unlike cars, boats don't necessarily have brakes. So they let the car stop, let the boat traffic go through, and go back down and let the traffic continue to flow. Right up here on the left-hand side, behind that black fence, you got the largest hotel in the city of Fort Lauderdale. Last night, 1,900 people stayed there. If you show up at the right time of day, they'll even let you call a friend, they'll come join you for the night. There's a bar in every single room, the security's fantastic, and get this, it's free.
There's a bar in every single room.
Over there on the left-hand side, that is the Broward County main jail. Yeah.
Hotel.
Sitting on the second most expensive piece of commercial real estate in downtown Fort Lauderdale. Right? See guys, the moral of the story here is listen. If you're gonna do something illegal, do it in Fort Lauderdale. You'll get a waterfront view. Right? I pay for a worse view. So yeah, that is the Broward County main jail over there. Needless to say, the jail was there first, and they didn't want to move it because that definitely isn't a prime location. Imagine looking out your cell window and looking at yachts. I mean, come on. What else could you ask for? I hear gates going. All right, in front of us, we got another bridge. I'm not sure what's going on with the Tree Bridge, but what you guys call them if you guys
I feel like I'm on Titanic right now because I'm all the way to the front of the boat.
Warriors. That's the general name for someone who
The captain told me it's okay, so I'm right at the front. Check it out.
We can keep heading.
The bridge is finally opening, so here we go.
Heading back out.
I got a better view now, guys. So.
So yeah, these are those little tugboats out. Alright, so now we get to play the game of the train bridge. I get it, you're a recreational boater. But it can be very funny to watch some of this stuff go down. So always keep your eyes peeled. You can always get a good show. Alright, so we're going to go through the Andrews Avenue Bridge here and probably go up to Performing Arts. Off to the right-hand side, you got that park over there, another place donated to the city by Wayne Huizinga. That's the Huizinga Park, also has an outdoor amphitheater where anyone can go to the city and ask them to set up a date and time to perform, and they will let pretty much anybody do that as long as they can clear whatever is going to be performed. On the right-hand side, you got that restaurant over here called Rivertail. Rivertail is I'd say middle to upscale seafood bar and grill type of deal. And I haven't personally been there, but I have heard great things about it. And considering they opened about 2.5 weeks before the world came to a screeching halt, I got to imagine they're doing something right if they're still open. Got to be half decent. So that's Rivertail over there. Just next to Rivertail, you got the Wharf. The Wharf is an outdoor bar. They also have some food trucks out there. It's definitely more of a drinking environment than it is an eating environment. But I think they're open till 4 o'clock in the morning, so if that's what you're interested in doing, you got that. And now we're about to go through that train bridge. I'll tell you a little bit more about it. FEC stands for Florida East Coast. Stands for Florida East Coast, and it carries freight trains and passenger trains. I'll talk about the Bright Line because I didn't talk about that before. The train track starts in Florida City, runs up the east coast of Florida, all the way up to Jacksonville. And this bridge actually is not operated by someone in Fort Lauderdale. It's operated by an office up in Jacksonville. So there's not even someone you can call if there is a problem. But that Bright Line train, they have stops in downtown Miami, downtown Fort Lauderdale, and downtown West Palm. They're right now building tracks from West Palm to Orlando, so you can get up to Disney in under 2 hours and 45 minutes. And if you've ever done the drive from here to Disney, it's 3 hours on a good day. So to be able to jump on a train and cruise right up would be a nice feature down here. After that, they do want to build tracks from Orlando out to Tampa. That way you can get over to Busch Gardens. They want to be able to funnel people around to all the theme parks in Florida, I should say. On the right-hand side, you got the oldest village in the city of Fort Lauderdale. People have lived back here, dated as far back as 1893. Right here's a hotel and restaurant. The restaurant was open up until about 7 months ago. Haven't opened up since. Not sure why it's closed down or anything, but they used to open on Saturdays and Sundays for brunch, and you haven't seen them since. Alright, this is the end of the line for us. We're going to spin around here. We're going to head back outbound. We're going to retrace our steps because there is only one way in and one way out of this river. And you guys don't need to hear me say the same things I said in reverse on the way out. So I'm going to put the microphone down until we get down to Port Everglades, but I do want